Hi guys, this is Astrid. I'm an illustrator and brand designer, and I'm passionate about helping women entrepreneurs and fashion startups succeed. I'm also the face behind the Startup Branding Insider, a newsletter with lots of free resources around branding as a startup and how you can use it to succeed. I am talking today about a topic that I get asked about a lot, which is how you can get a logo without spending a fortune. Um, and there's this thing around nowadays where you can get logos super cheap. There's several places on the website called logo generators, which I want to look at for you real quick to give you kind of a feedback from the viewpoint of a designer to how good such services are and if that could be useful for you. There's also other resources out there for very affordable design services like Fiverr and so on. And yeah, I want to give you a hopefully as neutral as possible input as to whether that could be useful for you or not. So I looked at a few sites and I played around with a fictitious logo idea, meaning like I imagined a cafe called Seabiscuit, and I was just playing around to see if I could get a quick logo together with one of those cheap or free logo services. And this is actually what they are trying to sell. They're saying a lot of times, like, oh, you can get a logo super cheap here and super fast. So let's see if that's really useful. So I played with one of them. One of them was called a hipster logo generator, and I'm going to paste the images down here so you can see. So it's a pretty fun thing. I was playing around with it a little bit. They have some cute graphics in there, cute fonts. I had some issues right away, of course, as a designer. It's like, first of all, you're very limited. You just have designs that are already there, and other people may use the same designs. You cannot align the fonts. You can't really choose particular fonts that may be better for your brand because they're more appropriate to your style. It's super limited. It's cute, but sorry, I have to say it's a playful thing. If you're professionally interested in succeeding as a brand, I would spend some money. I mean, you cannot expect to get a logo that will lead you to success like a big brand if you get it for free. I mean, um, anyway, this was not very neutral. I'm sorry, but I have to be blunt on this. I looked at another one that was called Graphic Springs. I created a quick logo there, and again, it's a clean design. Kind of, they have cute graphics there. I put something together, and it's okay. It's something to start with, right? Um, I have the screenshot for you as well. Another one that I looked at where I instantly had problems was Logoshi. I was trying to take a super silly approach and just draw a quick heart and see what happens. It's supposed to generate a logo based on your sketch, and it didn't turn out like a heart at all. It was kind of like geometric stuff, like nothing that I would have wanted to have here. I wanted a simple heart logo. The fonts that I got were super limited as well. Anyway, so I did a few tests for those, and my feedback to you with those things is that first of all, the graphics are going to be super limited. You have the risk that other people use the graphics as well. You cannot really refine the things, and you're just very limited. Even though you may have a clean logo solution that looks okay at a first glance, does it really express what your company is about? This is one of the things that all these free or cheap logo generators seem to have. Like, they instantly lead you into the design. Nobody asks you a question. This is, if you hire a designer, good designers ask you good questions to really get a feel for your brand and your vision and your customers, and they look at your market environment, and I mean, these are kind of no-brainers. Like, if you're really serious about your business, you want your business represented in the best way possible whenever you're showing your brand in public. So I have to say, those logo generators may be cute, but if you're serious, they just not addressing your design need in a way that you need to be successful. So there are other affordable and very cheap things out there like Fiverr, which is more personal. You actually have people creating the logo for you and design services. And here I'd have to say that I have never experienced a place where I would recommend this for a logo where you're serious about your business as well, because a logo, it's the first impression of your company. And if somebody designs a logo for $5, even if they live in another part of the world where it's cheap to live, I would assume that they don't take the time to really ask you about your brand, like about your competitors, that they look around what kind of competitors are around, like where is your positioning in the market, like where do you want to be in 5 years, what is your unique talent or style, like what you're probably going to get from these people, maybe like a nice graphic, and I saw some clean examples, but it is still a very fast processing, not much question asking, like hammering it out, here you go, you like it, good, bought, done, that's it, right? So I honestly, if you're serious about your business, I do not recommend any of these things. I recommend another alternative. I do know that funds are limited when you start a business, so you may not want to like hire a full agency and spend thousands and thousands of dollars, or like the big brands who millions, not millions, but like they really put a lot of money in their brand presentation. You cannot do that as a startup. That makes total sense. But what you can do is find a designer that you resonate with, where you feel their work is firstly they kind of work already in your industry and have a good feel for it, or they can really understand who your audience is, and they have a design sensibility that is already going in a direction that you're looking for. For example, if you have a fashion brand, you may want to have somebody who has kind of a feeling for the fashion industry, and like you see in their work that they have this a sense of style that works for that direction very well. If you're a construction company, you may want to go for an entirely different designer who is experienced in that field. So you want to look a little bit around, like who's a good fit for you. And then you want to, you don't have to have a full agency. You can be like freelance designers and smaller businesses who do really good work. So you can already save money by picking somebody who may be in a more affordable range, but I highly recommend do not really put the money saving aspect like in the as one of the most important ones. Do look for the best designer that really fits for you. So let's say you found a designer and you really resonate with that person, and you feel that the person really cares about their customers, they ask good questions. There are ways of saving a little bit. Talk openly with your designer and tell them, okay, I just want to launch, and like let's expand the brand later. Let's launch in a clean way and keep the expense at the moment minimum. So a designer can actually help you with that. Like when customers come to me and tell me that, I have some ways that I think of saving possibilities for them. For instance, you start with a minimal website, or if you think about the logo again, a lot of times I recommend to just start with a font-only logo, where I will, after asking all the questions about the brand and really getting a feel for the brand, I may suggest logo suggestions that only work with the brand name as a font, so you don't need actual graphic or hand lettering and things like that. If you work with an existing font that's just a great fit for your brand, really expresses the emotion of the brand, that can be much more affordable than a full-blown logo with custom type design and things like that. So that's my recommendation overall. Do invest in your brand. Do not skimp on this, please, because it's your first impression towards your customers. You have your big vision, your big dream that you want to pursue in the future. You want to succeed, so you want to be represented in a way that leads you towards your success. So again, the summary of all: Forget the super cheap design solutions. Find a good designer that fits for you, but really openly talk to them and tell them what kind of budget that you think you have for your whole brand presentation, and ask them, like, can they work with you somehow? Ask them where you can save and where you can, like, build later, but make sure that you really get a good conversation with them where they help you to define your brand. Like, you need to know what your brand essence is about, and your brand vision. Like, they look for a designer who knows about branding and who doesn't just take your design briefing and runs with it. you want to really have a good feeling for your own brand, and then the designer can realize your vision in images. That's the ideal scenario. So I hope you guys that helped you a little bit with your logo question. If you have further questions, like, leave a comment below. I'm very happy to answer more questions, and also email me anytime. I love to take your questions and put them in the next branding startup newsletter that I'll send out. So yeah, I hope to see you again soon on my blog, or as a new reader for my startup branding newsletter. I'd love to welcome you there as well. Good luck, everybody. Have a great launch of your brand, and wishing you much success, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.